Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be predicting the whole Euro 2020 tournament, who wins it, top scorer, most assists, everything. And I can't quite believe how close we are to the Euros now. As some of you know from Twitter, I will be reporting at the matches for Sony Sports, and I fly out to Scotland first for Scotland versus Czech Republic. My flight's in 1 hour. I'm going to try and get some behind the scenes footage for you lot. Honestly, guys, I'm just buzzing. I can't quite believe that I get to do this for a living. And I know I've worked incredibly hard for these opportunities, and I do deserve them. I have to say that I deserve them. I've worked really, really hard, but I think today I'm just reflecting, and it's sort of like a pinch me moment. Working on the Euros was always the goal. Following it was such a huge part of my childhood. And even though I'll admit, I don't think I've ever owned an England kit. Obviously, I am Irish, so I was either in green or obviously in a Toon jersey. Anyways, it's surreal. I'm truly over the moon to be part of the Euros this year, and I just can't wait to be in the stadiums again, meeting fans, taking interviews, and just soaking it all in. So thanks you guys for all the well wishes on Twitter. I really appreciate them. It makes it feel more real. Before I get into the big preview, once again, this video is brought to you by Kitbag, who are the market leaders for official football kits. And here on screen, you can actually see their Euro 2020 range. And if you use the code in the description box below, you'll get an epic discount. So don't forget to use that, and happy shopping. So for the video, I'll try to make what I think is a relatively reasonable prediction, but at the end of the day, you know this is football and anything can happen. So let's get into it. So firstly, let's talk about who makes it out of each group. I'm just going to summarise all of my thoughts. So for Group A, I fully expect Italy to top the group. They've been in very good form leading into the tournament, and I believe they haven't lost a single game since 2019. Turkey, I think, are a bit of a dark horse this tournament, and I kind of expect them to progress to the quarterfinal, maybe even nab a semi-final spot, depending on the opponent. They have quite a few decent players. There's Burak Yilmaz from Lille, there's Zeki Çelik, also from Lille, and Soyuncu, of course, and Under from Leicester, and Çalhanoğlu from AC Milan, who, as you might remember, I chose as my key player for Turkey in an earlier video. So yeah, keep an eye out for all those names. I think Switzerland, they'll draw against Turkey, and they'll beat Wales, I think, and that'll be enough for a third place finish. I reckon they'll have a tough time getting any points from Italy and Turkey. Right, Group B. I think Belgium will storm this group. They just have too many stars in their team not to, and the group will be quite easy for them. They also have Lukaku going into it on some of the best form of his life, and I definitely expect him to bag a couple in the group games and get the early lead in the Golden Boot race perhaps. Denmark, I think they will finish second because they are more defensively sound compared to Russia, in my opinion, and you know, Schmeichel at the back is the leader, and he's very good at organising them to keep them compact. Eriksen also, he's been on better form this season, and he looks to, you know, be on the up again. They did actually make it to the round of 16 in the 2018 World Cup, and they only lost on pens to Croatia, so Denmark are a decent team. I expect Russia to be the first third place team to qualify, and that's because this will be a tight call between Russia and Denmark for second and third. I think they'll both beat Finland, but Denmark will draw with Belgium, and then Russia will probably lose to Belgium, and that's why I think Denmark will just edge them. Russia still have the main core of the 2018 World Cup squad, and you know, they reached the quarterfinals, and Finland I think will just finish bottom. Ultimately, it will be a tough group for them, and I reckon they'll put up a good fight, but they won't make it. Right, Group C, this is quite an interesting one once you dive into it. I do think Netherlands will top the group, but perhaps not as comfortably as you might think. Obviously, Van Dijk is a colossal loss for them, and they do have style quality in each third of the pitch, but not as much as you might think. So Matthias de Ligt hasn't been outstanding this season, but he has been fairly solid. I guess the same can be said for Frankie de Jong, but then Depay, on the other hand, has had a very good season, scoring 20 goals. bar those players, I feel Netherlands don't really have that star quality that they once had. So I reckon they'll finish top, but not by that much. Then there's North Macedonia, who are my surprise package, and they're going into this tournament on a big high. They're full of confidence, and they also do have some very exciting players. LG Falmaz from Napoli, Goran Pandev from Genoa, Enis Bardi from Levante, Alioski from Leeds, and then there's Stefan Rostovski at Dinamo Zagreb. A good hybrid of youth and experience, which beat Germany. It shows they can beat anyone. Another underdog to keep an eye out for, I think, are Ukraine. I think they'll be the second, third place team to go through. I think Ukraine are a very good defensive side, and obviously they've got Shevchenko coaching. There's Yaremchuk alongside Zinchenko, alongside Ruslan Malinovsky. It's a really well-balanced team, and I think they'll just pip Austria to third. Austria, I feel, will narrowly miss out on third. I think the quality of David Alaba and Marcel Sabitzer, it just won't be enough to beat the unit of Ukraine to third, and they'll just miss out on it. Group D, England will top the group, and I have very little doubt about that. We just have too much quality for that group, and I think we're going to beat everyone, actually. Maybe not comfortably, but they'll still grind out results. And I also do think that Croatia will finish second ahead of Scotland because of their previous experience, and they've been in an international tournament before, so I think that valuable experience and the technical ability of their squad just puts them ahead of Scotland, who I say will still qualify. I think Scotland draw to England, lose to Croatia, beat Czech Republic. You know, it's their first Euro since 1996, and they'll want to make it a memorable one. So I think they will make it out of the group in third place. Then there's obviously Czech Republic. In my eyes, they don't really have enough quality to compete in this group, unfortunately. They are an okay team, and in any other group, I'd actually give them more of a chance. But in this group, I don't think they'll make it out. Right, Group E, another interesting battle for second. I think Spain will top the group, although they are lacking an elite striker to lead the line. I think their goals will come from the midfield, and they've got a really strong defence, especially with, Aymeric Laporte. He'll add that solidity and the grit that they really need. I think Sweden and Poland will battle it out for second, and I think it'll be battle of the strikers. Lewandowski has had the best season of his career, and there will be a lot of expectations placed on him, but I feel he will be let down by Poland again and his teammates perhaps. I think Matthias Klieg and Peter Zielinski, they're the only real quality players there, and I don't expect them to provide enough for Lewandowski. And yeah, it's a shame. He won't get the chances that he needs, I feel. On the other hand, Alexander Isak of Real Sociedad for Sweden, he'll be leading the line, and he's also been in fine form. He scored 17 goals in 34 games, and for a 21-year-old, that's pretty good. Sweden also have more quality around him to help him. There's Dejan Kulusevski, Emil Forsberg, and a name who you may not have heard of, Jordan Larsson. Now, he scored 15 goals and he's made 5 assists this season for Spartak Moscow, and he can play in the number 10 role or on the right or up front. He can help score goals and help accommodate Isak. Right, Group F. This really is the group of death. I think the top 2 teams could go and win the whole thing, so that's quite a statement. I think Hungary don't have a chance at all, in my opinion. Soboslai, their star player, he's going to miss the tournament, and that's a massive blow for them. An influential cog is already gone, and I kind of think it's over before it's begun for them, unfortunately. Germany, I think, will also miss out. With Timo Werner leading the line, I have very little faith in them. Their defence isn't as strong as it used to be, bar maybe, their keeper, possibly the best keeper in the tournament. They have an unreal midfield, but it won't get enough out of them, I feel. Portugal and France will be decided by who beats who in that match. I think if someone does win it, of course. Both of the countries are filled with outrageous talent, and I think it'll be a toss-up between the two for first and second. I couldn't say. I think France maybe will get it because of Benzema. I think he'll elevate them up another gear. Right, now let's look at how I predict the knockout stages to go. So to summarise, I think the Euros will play out like that. And in the final, I think we could get a repeat of the 2016 Euro final. I also think there won't be any major upsets because The quality in the round of 16 is just so good now that I find it hard to envision one. But if I was to say what would be the closest game, I'd say Italy and North Macedonia. It won't be a whitewash and there will be only one goal in it. I think the rest are all self-explanatory. France versus Italy will be an interesting semi-final, and I think a good battle between the best defence versus one of the best attacks in Europe. But I do see France just edging it. I think Portugal have a tricky semi-final tie against Turkey, but I think a Ronaldo brace will just send them through. In the final, I think France will win it. You know, this time I think they'll just want to show everyone that they're capable of winning the whole thing, and they'll use the last loss as an extra motivation to just go out there and win it this time. Now, let's talk about awards. So the top scorer, I think, will be first up Lukaku, second Mbappe, third Ronaldo, and I think because of the easy group that Lukaku has, he'll take the lead early on, and then, you know, he'll tie against a not a very good Swiss side. We'll see him score another goal or two. I think Mbappe will miss out by 1 or 2 goals, but I feel Lukaku will just carry on his hot form into this tournament. I think the best player of the tournament, I'm just going to go for N'Golo Kante. I'm not sure if many people will agree with that. I think Kante this season has been immense for Chelsea, and he'll be integral to this France team if they are to go on and win it. I just think he's the hardest working on the pitch, any pitch he steps foot on, and he'll be key to just shutting down Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes in the final, should that happen. I also think that his efforts will be recognised, and I think he will score 1 or 2 goals as well to just cement himself as the best player of the tournament. I hope he gets it. I'm quite fond of him. I think the top assister, it has to be Kevin De Bruyne. You know, the top assister being from the same team as the top scorer won't be a coincidence. That link up between De Bruyne and Lukaku, it will be lethal this tournament, and it could be the most deadly duo. I think De Bruyne will miss the first game due to the injury that he suffered in the Champions League final, but I still expect him to do Kevin De Bruyne things and race ahead of the competition and deliver the most assists when he is fit and ready. I think the best goalkeeper of Euro 2020 is got to be Gianluigi Donnarumma. I think he's one of the youngest keepers in the tournament, and he's easily one of the best. He's made over 200 appearances, I believe, for AC Milan. He's just 22 years old, and those figures just show his maturity and levels of experience. 14 clean sheets in 37 games is the joint most in Serie A, and he makes an average of 2.5 saves per game. I think he'll have a key part to play in my next award, which is most clean sheets of the tournament, and I will predict Italy to keep the most clean sheets. I think you need a world-class goalkeeper, and Italy have that. You also need world-class defenders, which I think they also have. You know, a centre-back pairing of 2 iconic legends, Giorgio Chiellini and Leonardo Bonucci, is one of the best pairings in the world, and I think they'll be extremely tough to break down. Then you add Locatelli, who will also help protecting them with his 2.4 tackles per game, and I think you have maybe the most solid defensive side in international football. Quite a statement again. So there you have it, guys. My prediction for the whole Euro 2020 tournament and how I think it will all pan out. Of course, these are just my predictions and I could be horribly wrong, but I feel looking at everything, it will go like this. Remember to check out Kitbag's Euros range and do use the code in the description below for a great discount. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Subscribe for more football content. See you soon and enjoy the tournament.